Welcome back to The Explainer. So, if you've ever been scrolling on your phone, watched a quick little 30-second clip, and suddenly felt this massive urge to just go out and conquer the world, well, you've witnessed exactly what we're going to be breaking down today. We are about to dive into the ultimate blueprint for crafting incredibly inspiring social media content.
It really begs the question, what actually transforms a basic, everyday video clip into this inspiring viral moment? I mean, we literally see thousands of clips a day, right? But only a handful actually make us stop, watch, and feel something on a deep level. The difference between a clip you just mindlessly scroll past and one that totally captures your heart, it isn't random luck. It all comes down to a very specific set of layered, high-quality production techniques.
Okay, let's dive into this. Here's the anatomy of a masterpiece that we're going to deconstruct step by step today. First, the motivational video blueprint. Second, storytelling and emotional impact. Third, cinematic post-production techniques. Fourth, captions and visual overlays. And finally, mastering vertical short form.
All right, starting off with Section 1, the motivational video blueprint, constructing the core. Before we get into the nitty-gritty edits, we really need to understand this framework as a whole. Our source materials define this blueprint as a comprehensive framework combining emotive storytelling with advanced post-production techniques to inspire viewers on vertical social media formats. Now you might be wondering, why is this specific combo so absolutely crucial for today's creators? Well, it's because modern audiences just expect more. They don't just want raw information, they crave an emotional connection, and they expect it delivered in this highly polished package that fits perfectly right in the palm of their hand.
So, what are the actual ingredients here? We're looking at emotional storytelling, cinematic transitions, uplifting background music, slow-motion effects, smooth text animations, powerful captions, and warm color grading. It's like a recipe, and every single one of these elements serves a very deliberate purpose to hook the viewer. If you leave even one out, the emotional punch of the whole thing just drops off significantly.
Moving right along to Section 2, storytelling and emotional impact. This right here is the absolute foundation of our masterpiece. Notice how the source explicitly pairs emotional storytelling directly with uplifting background music. This is your baseline. Honestly, before a single visual edit happens, before any color filters get slapped on, the script and the music have to work together to build this powerful emotional swell. The music is essentially telling the viewer exactly how to feel, guiding them from literally second one.
Just think about a totally standard, unedited clip. Maybe someone just talking to their camera in a messy room with weird background hums. Now, contrast that with this blueprint. We're talking deep emotional impact driven by highly specialized pacing and soaring audio. It takes a completely forgettable message and turns it into a profound experience. And that's exactly why this matters for your strategy. You aren't just sharing facts, you are actively engineering an emotional response.
Let's move to Section 3 and see how this builds. Cinematic post-production techniques, the architecture. Okay, so looking at the actual architecture of the edit, we have three main techniques. First up, deliberate pacing through slow motion effects. This literally forces your audience to linger on those really powerful visual moments. Second, we have rhythmic flow using smooth cinematic transitions. This makes jumping between shots feel totally seamless instead of blocky or jarring. And finally, the aesthetic vibe, which relies heavily on warm color grading. Utilizing these specific elements is what truly elevates the whole thing to a professional standard.
In fact, the guidelines state point blank, use warm color grading and professional editing style. This is so important because warmth, those really inviting golden visual tones, they subconsciously signal comfort and hope to the human brain. Hitting that professional benchmark is exactly what separates an amateur upload from a truly inspiring piece of digital storytelling.
All right, on to Section 4, captions and visual overlays. This is the facade, the stuff that immediately catches a scroller's eye.
Building this visual facade comes down to two steps. Step 1 is integrating smooth text animations. Your text shouldn't just blink onto the screen looking like a PowerPoint. It needs to glide or fade, tracking beautifully with the rhythm of the edit. And Step 2, ensure powerful captions. The words themselves have to pack a massive punch. So the text on screen is doing double duty. It's physically dynamic and the message is incredibly impactful.
So why does combining all this matter so much? Well, picture this.
You're on a crowded train, scrolling on your phone, and your sound is totally off. Suddenly, a clip with this rich, gorgeous warm color grading pops up and beautifully animated, powerful words slide right across the screen. Before you even hear that uplifting music, those smooth, rhythmic visual overlays have already hooked you. It's almost hypnotic. By the time you finally turn the volume up, you are already entirely captivated.
Which brings us to our final stop, Section 5, Mastering Vertical Short Form, the Destination. Where does this masterpiece actually live?
The blueprint specifically targets 3 heavy hitters: TikTok, Instagram Reels, and YouTube Shorts. And this is a huge detail because it dictates the entire physical framing of your content. It means every single thing we just talked about, the slow-mo, the warm color grading, the smooth text animations, all of it must be formatted vertically. You are essentially building a grand cinematic experience specifically for a 9:16 screen.
So the crucial point is that adapting this cinematic message for vertical formats requires a total shift in how you think about production. You're taking high-end, widescreen Hollywood values and cramming them into a space usually meant for quick, unpolished selfie videos. The warm colors, the deep story, the slow motion, it all has to be paced deliberately for incredibly rapid vertical consumption. You have literally seconds to hook them visually, but by using this framework, you make sure they stay invested until the very last frame.
And there you have it. You now have the complete blueprint. From the emotional core to the warm color grading and smooth vertical animations, the whole system is yours. So what does this all mean for you? It means it's time to step behind the camera. What story will you inspire the world with next? Get out there and start creating.